Okay. So, the next two characters we'll be looking at who have changed in the balance patch are Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn. For the sake of video length, I'm going to be doing a character that didn't change much at all, paired with a character that changed a lot. So this is going to be the start of that, because I know the Kano and Frost one was quite long. Shang Tsung, the big change. Ground Eruption's first hit does 50 damage, not 60, and the second hit does 40, not 60. And the amplified version does 30 damage, not 60. So the short of that means that Ground Eruption has taken a serious damage reduction. So this now, obviously you're seeing 110 for the three together. This means that if Shang Tsung hits just this, which we've all seen 100 times, obviously this damage is considerably less than it was before. I believe even this used to hit just over 20% by itself, is now just over 16. That's pretty much it. But you have to remember that Shang Tsung, obviously Ground Eruption was Warlock's combo ability, right? This is how he hit a jump kick. This was his conversion. So jump kick now does less if this is what you do, but still, I feel like that's not bad damage. My personal opinion is that the damage that Shang does is not bad. It's just less than before. It's definitely a nerf, but I feel like it's still decent damage for how strong he is at most of the screen. But if you get like your 114 is now going to be doing, if you do the close, you know, the close setup, you're doing just over 23%, not what you were doing before, which was almost 30. Excuse me. And if you go for the full screen, you're going to be getting, again, 26. If you go for the absolute optimal, you're going to be getting, again, just over 25. So you're looking at mid-20s for a bar now, instead of, like, low 30s. Or, like, near 30s, low 30s, I suppose. But that being said, you know, he still gets to combo off of this. This is hard, so it's probably going to take me 100 attempts to do it. Or second, okay, I'll take that. And obviously he has his launching crushing blow, which still does decent. Yep, 30 for that. He's still going to get damage off of his uppercut. And the other changes are his down 1 and down 3 have been slightly adjusted. His down 1 now has 7 startup frames instead of 8. 2 more recovery frames and 1 frame more hit stun. So his down 1 has been slightly buffed to be more in line with the rest. Because the thing about Shang, remember, was his down 3 was the only poke worth using. But his down 3 now is 8 frames, not 7. 2 more recovery frames and has 1 more frame of hit stun. So his down 3 has been slowed down a bit, but will still... His down 3 has been slowed down by 1 frame, but he still can, you know, he's still gonna... Is he doing this anymore? Yeah. He's still gonna get down 3 into standing 1, but you're now gonna get down 1 into standing 1 very, very, very easily. And the others are visual effects when using Soul Swap, fixed for visual issue with floating weapons. Okay, yep, that's a bug fix. Shang Tsung facing the incorrect direction after hitting Chronica with a reptile slide. Yep, that doesn't mean anything to us. And a rare issue that allowed the damage buff from Soul Steel to persist to next round. So yeah, some bug fixes, and the big one is the Ground Eruption. So the one Ground Eruption damage nerf has pretty much been a damage nerf for Shang across the board. He still does what Shang does. It just means that he's now going to need like 1 more clean hit to close out the round, or you know, he's going to have 1 more opportunity to hit you, right, pretty much. 1 more jump kick, 1 more standing button, 1 more, you know, 1 more sequence of projectiles. He's just going to have to work that little bit harder to get the win. Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn is someone that has had muchos changes. I'm starting in True Kahn because True Kahn has had Humiliate and Ridicule, his 2 taunts. They now recover 36 frames faster and last 9 seconds, not the 6.67. So these now have a higher chance to actually work. Remember, the whole reason you would never see True Kahn is because realistically, you would never see these work in an actual game. They took too long. You know, it was hard for him to set them up. His options weren't really great. And 9 times out of 10, if you saw Shao Kahn do this after ending a combo or whatever, it would be like the Shang Tsung Molotovs, the Kano Molotovs, where you'd see him do it, and no matter what, you would literally just run at him from full screen and hit him. That being said, they still are very slow. Like, even Shang Tsung will be able to, like, you know, hit him with Ground Eruption or projectiles or whatever, but it's a bit more matchup specific now. The buffs are still very powerful, and they last for 9 seconds, so if you do hit them, your opponent is going to be struggling for 9 seconds. That's a long time. But that being said, they're easier to get out. Now, the crux of the changes that I want to demonstrate at least are in Risen Emperor. So he had some universal crushing blow adjustments and stuff like that, but I feel like Risen Emperor is a better way to kind of demonstrate them. Let's start from the top. Shao Kahn now has 1050 health, up from 1000, so he has a little bit more health behind him as a bit of a big body. Annihilation Crushing Blow recovers faster. What that means is the Dark Priest buff would turn this move, which is Annihilation. With the buff activated, this would launch. I now get to move way faster than before, which means that before, realistically, the best thing you would see is you would see Shao Kahn players try and like dash forward and then go for like, you know, this at a specific time to hit because they recovered so late. Now, you literally get to do this. You have time to dash in, standing 4, shoulder charge, standing 4, shoulder charge, 2, 3, and I missed. That sucks. I was going to show something really cool. But the gist of it is now, you can do something like this, confirm the jump in into Annihilation, and then let's see if I can get this. I'm not a Shao player, so bear with me. Oh, there we go. Oh, doesn't that just hurt so good? Doesn't that just hurt so good? Forward throw crushing blow has the same thing. So the forward throw crushing blow, obviously it has to be a reversal throw punish, but if you do manage to hit this now, remember before you would recover mad late, and the best thing you would get is actually, is easy crushing blow even on? No, it's not. It's not even for the right player. So if you get this, you used to only really get a shoulder charge. Now again, dash 4. I actually don't know what the optimal is off this mid screen. I wanna see if I can do something chunky. All the Shao Kahn players watching right now are like disgusted. I imagine the B&B for this might have changed a bit now the standing 4 is possible. What do I even end this with? I have too much choice. Ugh. I have an idea. It's not gonna look optimal, but it's gonna do a lot of damage, and that's what I'm trying to show. Because he always got damage from this. The thing is, he now gets it easier. Yeah, I'm gonna do back to Annihilation off of that. And that'll probably work. There you go. That'll do. That'll do. That's definitely not optimal, and still did 50%. So you're beginning to see how these crushing blow quality of life changes have been quite good. Okay, let's have a look. Merciless Spear does 80 damage. So this now does 8%, not 6. So it's a much better projectile. And remember, you would always get a free Dark Priest and maybe even a taunt now if you trade this with a high projectile. But speaking of which, Dark Priest recovers 17 frames faster. No more having to only get a trade on this to activate Dark Priest safely or dying for it in the neutral. Like, you still, obviously, you know, it still takes some time, but those 17 frames less have made all the difference because now it's pretty much a bit more viable for you to go into it. I think he can do something like this. Let's do 2-3 Dark Priest. And now, there we go. You know, I have the Priest buff immediately. I'm not going to die quite as easily. And now I have this, which means I get a free launcher if I want it. And, I mean, I don't even know what to do with this. Let's just do that. Because, by God, does it do a lot of damage. Shoulder charge, down and amplify. Startup is now 22, not 20. Recovers 13 frames faster. Knockdown advantage is increased and the hit region adjusted. So, the short of it is, this is a little bit better now. So now it gives you a better knockdown. So you have more advantage here, which is cool. Face smash. So my standing 1 cancel frame occurs 1 frame earlier and has 1 more recovery frame. 1-2, again cancel frame occurs earlier and has quicker startup, so it's faster. 5 less recovery frames. 5 more frames of block stun. So on block, if I get him to block the thing. -7 now. So this isn't... You don't die for this on block. This is safe. Where was I? 5 more frames of block stun and hit region adjusted. And then 1-2 grab. Startup is now 26. Hit region adjusted. Can no longer be cancelled with special moves when blocked. So you can't special cancel this anymore. But I don't... Is there a flawless blockable gap here now? Right, so there still is. So you still have to be careful when throwing this out. But it's obviously... Hang on, let me turn him off. Flawless block. It is safe. So pretty much this is safe. This is safe. So it opens up the stagger game that, you know, if they want to press a button to interrupt the gap, you can block it and then It's party time again. Before I continue, Bruce Yee, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub, my friend. Welcome to the Takunin, pal. Thanks for using that here. Always appreciate them Twitch Primes. Where was I? Right, yep, that's it. Oh, you can also combo into the crushing blow of this easier now as well because of the speed increase. So let's say I get... Let's do this. Can I do this? I bet I can. I bet I can. Oh, I totally bet I can. That's going to do so much damage as well. Let's try 4 first. Okay, I'm just going to do the shorter charge and I'll do it. God, you have to do it so late. I'm not used to having the freedom of movement. There you go. Cool. Lots of damage. Lots of damage. It's much easier to do that now thanks to the speed increase overall. Die. Yep, we've seen that. 2-4. Front punch. Oh, 1-4. 1-4. Yep, this is faster. Away back punch. This has 1 more active frame. 1 frame less recovery. Hit region adjusted. So this is overall a bit better as well. So a better mid. 13 frame mid. Rage strike towards. So forward 2. 8 more frames of hit stun and a different hit reaction. So if I hit him with this. So yeah, you can see that they don't get knocked away. They really don't get knocked away at all now. Forward 2 1. Here we go. Yeah, 4 2 1 cancel. So this cancel frame window is now earlier, so you have more time to confirm this and see that it's hit into whatever it is you want to do. Towards back punch, front punch, towards back punch. Okay, this is also 2 frames faster now. It's also 2 frames faster, which is cool. Towards this one. Okay, this is a change. So this is now 28 frames of startup, not 26, but it recovers faster. Is also plus on block now is the big thing. This forward 2-4 is now +2 on block, which is, it's nice for Shao to have plus frames when you see how much faster they've made pretty much everything he has. The problem is this has a bigger flawless block gap, so you have to be very careful with that because that's now very flawless blockable. Jump 1 had its hit region adjusted. Fix an issue with ground shatter and ground shatter amplify interacting with projectile destroying abilities. Fix an audio issue with the seeking hammer. Fixed a visual issue with the hammer object playing the incorrect animation when you turn around while ducking. And fixed an issue with the forward throw crushing blow not working correctly while the HUD is turned off. So when it comes to gameplay changes, that's pretty much it for Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn. That's a bit of a tongue twister. But the short of it is, again to summarize, Shang Tsung, his down 1 and down 3 have pretty much been swapped around in terms of usefulness. Down 1, stubbier, but better at jailing your highs. Down 3, more of a stun on it, so you can confirm it. It's easier for the defender to confirm it, again, in line with the rest of the down 1 and down 3 changes that we're seeing so far. And ground eruption does less damage across the board. So an overall damage nerf for Shang Tsung on his launchers and ground eruption, but he still gets to play the Shang game just as well as he always did. Shao Kahn, a laundry list of changes. Normal improvements, crushing blow, quality of life changes that make getting his massive damage off of them all the more practical. Dark Priest being more practical, so you're going to see more of that, which means he's going to get more damage off of throws, more damage off of pretty much everything he does. The taunts now last longer, but are still hard to get out, but they're easier to get out in the sense that they now have less recovery on them. So if you do manage to get the taunts out, your reward is 9 seconds of a debuff, which is huge, really. And a lot more quality of life button changes for Shao Kahn, just to make him a little bit more solid, which I think has made him really scary, but we'll have to wait and see. For now, that's it for these 2 characters. I'll catch you guys on the next pair.